here we are. I think here as a concept, but it's where we are. What's up, everybody? I'm back. I'm partially back. I'm fully back, actually. Here I am. I'm back in the United States. Oh, man, it's been a long journey, but I feel so good. I'm here for a few months. It's the first time I've spent longer than a couple weeks in the US in like 5 years or something, but it feels good. Look, we were back in the room. We're back in the room. Look at it. And yeah, I'm working on a big project right now. I'm changing the way my YouTube functions. Before, it was a little bit of editing, some ranting, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, some travel. But now I'm going to only upload about 2-3 videos a month with full-on edit. Just going to try it, see how it works. We can always go back to the old way. But anyways, I'm working on a documentary right now about Soma. Do you guys know what Soma is? There's a very, very old scripture. Actually, it's the oldest religious scripture that's still being used. It's called the Rig Veda. And the Rig Veda is the very foundation of Hinduism. And this is 3,000 years old, probably older. And it starts with a praise. Not to a god, not to a myth, but to a substance. A substance, they say, can be a portal to the world of the gods, and that it grants you immortality. Not immortality physically in your body, but immortality as in spiritual immortality. It awakens you. It enlightens you. And it is called Soma. But the thing is, for thousands of years, it was referenced, and then now it's gone. No recipe, no map, no nothing, just only stories. No one knows what Soma is. Except there's this one guy, Gordon Wasson. Gordon Wasson, very interesting guy. He thought that Soma was a mushroom. I love this idea because mushrooms are the reason that I went to India. So I've been hopping back and forth from India for like, I don't know what, almost 10 years. And I know the country very well. I've seen almost the entire country. And I went on this big adventure trying to find mushroom art. If Soma is a mushroom, there's got to be clues somewhere. So I spent a couple weeks traveling around India looking for the clues. And that's what I'm editing right now. This is very cool. And I'll make another video about this. I did find mushroom rocks. I found mushroom rocks. I found a few very interesting clues. It's going to be a little interesting documentary for sure. I'm excited to get it going. I'm just kind of now getting into the flow of it. I figured out the structure. So yeah, now I'm maybe in like 2 weeks I'll be done. And the cool thing about this is that I got this message in my phone. Like, okay, Alex Gray. What the fuck was Alex Gray sending me a random message for? You know Alex Gray? He painted this right here on the wall. See this painting right here? That's an Alex Gray painting. You know it for sure. Famous. One of my favorite painters. Love him. Big fan. Okay, Alex Gray. Paul Stamets is trying to get a hold of you. What the hell? What kind of message is this? I'm like scratching my head, trying to rub my eyes, making sure I'm not daydreaming at this unusual message of Alex Gray telling me Paul Stamets is trying to find me. So I say, okay, I answer the message. Hey, wow. Good to hear from you, Alex. Okay, I'll send Paul a message. I know Alex a little bit. We did a podcast together, and we're like Instagram friends. You know, every now and then we comment on each other's stuff, and yeah. So it's not that weird that I get some kind of message from Alex Gray. Amazing. I get excited every time it happens, but it's not the most unusual thing. But Paul Stamets, what the fuck? Okay, so I messaged Paul Stamets. Hey, Paul Stamets, what's up? He came across my adventure in India looking for the mushroom. And he was super interested in that. He was like, oh, fuck, I'm writing this book about mushrooms, and I was wondering if I could use one of the photos that you took in India about the mushrooms carvings. It's like, oh, hell yeah, Paul Stamets, of course you can use it. So anyways, that's really cool. And that book comes out maybe even today, actually. Let me see. What's it? Paul Stamets' new book. The new book is called It comes out the 10th. So in 4 days it comes out. It's called Psilocybin Mushrooms and Their Natural Habitat. A Guide to History, Identification, and Use of Psychoactive Fungi. He said he's going to send me a copy of the book. I think he's going to send me a couple copies. So if he does send me more than one copy, I'm going to do a giveaway on here. So once I finish the documentary and then I make a video explaining, hey, Paul Stamets put me in his book, whatever, then I'll do a giveaway for one of the copies of the book. He said he's going to sign them and stuff. Incredible. Paul Stamets, what a guy. Fantastic Fungi. If you guys don't know who Paul Stamets is and you have Netflix, go watch Fantastic Fungi. It's an incredible documentary about mushrooms. He's the mushroom man. So, this was a crazy year for me already. It's June. My birthday's in a week. What did I do this year? I left this year in January. Oh my God, dude. Fuck. We left this year in January. What did I do in January? I think we went straight to India and then went to Mahakumbh. I forgot that happened this year. It already feels like a lifetime ago. So there's this festival that happens in India, the Mahakumbh. Every 2 lifetimes it happens, they say. The 12th, every 12 years. So what is that, 120 years, 124 years, something? Anyways, it's some celestial event. And for a very long time, these Hindus have been going to this river to take a bath during this event because they believe that your spiritual efforts are elevated during this period. And it's a big blessing to get to go to a festival. This festival, if you're alive while it happens, is considered a blessing to go there. Anyways, me and my friends went. And we were all sick the whole time. And we went to, oh, this is cool. I forgot to tell this story. I got it right here next to me. Bodh Gaya. See this little bag? It's from Bodh Gaya. Bodh Gaya is where the Buddha got enlightened. You know the Bodhi tree where the Buddha sat underneath the Bodhi tree and he had his awakening. And there was caves where he meditated in for like 7 years and where he did his austerities and he practiced and where he developed the discernment in which became Buddhism that we know today. And me and my friends, we went into these places to feel the energy, to feel what it's like to be where the Buddha was. And it was cool. You know, you go to these places, you expect to feel something, and you don't really feel anything. Or at least me. Maybe some people feel something if you're really tuned in, but it's cool. It was really nice to get to be where the Buddha was, to get to walk where he walked. And from India, where did I go? From India, then me and my friends went to Borneo. We went to Indonesian Borneo to try to find orangutans. And we go deep into the jungle. And we have to get a guide because you can't just walk into the jungle. So we got this guide with us, and we got this ranger with us. We get there, and they're like, "Hey, you guys don't swim in the water because there's a bunch of crocodiles in there. Just letting you know. So stay away from the riverbanks, and we're gonna go look for the orangutans tomorrow morning. It's gonna take us about 3 hours to get there. So make sure you wake up early and be prepared because we got to go deep in the jungle." Okay, I'm ready. Crack my knuckles, and I'm ready to go into the jungle to find some orangutans. Wake up at like 5 a.m, and my guide is like, "This is crazy because this doesn't happen, but the orangutans are here in the camp. They don't usually come this close to the camp because the people are here, and it's like they don't get along with people so much. Not that they don't get along, but people don't really like the orangutans eating their fruit and coming into their place, and they stay deep in the jungle. But holy shit, the fucking orangutans were right there, right above our rooms. And we just watched them for like an hour, 2 hours, just climbing the trees, and they were eating some fruit and peeing and just being in orangutans, living the orangutan life. And the Borneo jungle is incredible. So many little bugs and weird birds and owls and stick bugs are everywhere and roly-polies, and oh my god, it's so biodiverse. You see all kinds of strange plants and all kinds of things that look like they're not even from the planet. And then from Borneo, where did we go after Borneo? We went to Philippines. And that's where I stayed for a few months. Oh, and I went to Japan quickly. Took a quick 10-day trip to Japan. Been a crazy year this for me already. I went to Japan, and I didn't know what to do in Japan. I just went because I had to do a visa run. And I went to go on what the internet calls the most dangerous pilgrimage in all of Japan. So I was like, oh, there's this ancient temple built into the side of this cliff, and you have to hike the cliff to get there. And it's in the middle of nowhere in Japan. I took the train there. It took like 4 days to get there. I'm preparing myself mentally and emotionally because I'm kind of scared. They're like, if you fall, you will die. And so I was like, fuck, I'm ready. I'm doing this. The pictures of the place are insane. I get there, and the people at the entrance are like, hey, you can't come in here alone. It's too dangerous to hike by yourself. So you're going to have to wait for other tourists to come that speak English. So I was like, oh, fuck. Okay, well, I wait. Some Koreans show up, and they speak English. And the guy's like, okay, you can join them. Go ahead. And I get up there, and there's a monk at the top of the stairs. You got to walk up like, I don't know, 100 stairs. And it's like mossy pine forest. Super beautiful, like something out of an anime. And the monk denies me. He tells me I'm not allowed to go in. I was like, I don't know. I didn't know what to do. I mean, I tried. I don't know. He didn't really give an excuse. He just was like, well, it seemed aggressive. He was like pointing his finger at me and stuff. But the guy that was translating, that I was with, he was like, he's saying if you die, it'll be a big international problem. It's like, okay, so maybe he's just protecting me. Yeah, maybe he was protecting me, but come on, it's not that dangerous. You're letting like this normal people are going. These people are not any more fit than me. And I watched an old lady go. An old lady did it. So I was like, come on, brother, it's not that hard. But anyways, I just had to accept my fate. And that was it. You know, I had to just turn around and, you know, go back to Philippines. And I stayed in Philippines for a few months. Yep. Should go try again. Yeah, I should. It's a little far to get there, though. Philippines, I met like a wizard-looking guy. You guys want to see a picture of him? Show you guys a picture of a real wizard right here. You guys ain't never seen a wizard before. Saw this guy and I was like, holy shit. Look at this guy. I had to get a picture with him. He just dresses like that. We were in the middle of nowhere in a place called Joy. You're in here. I've seen Joy in here. Joy is Filipina. Where were we? Bukidnon. Is that a place? Bukidnon. Bukidnon. Yeah, Bukidnon is just like kind of, I don't know, I would say like very far from the tourist area in Philippines, kind of the tribal area, or a area where tribes are. And that was them. They were called the Manobo tribe. And when I was there, I saw them give a little kid, like a little like 5-year-old boy, a tattoo with a knife. You guys want to see the video? I was like, oh my God, dude. Oh, let me, before I show you the video, first, let me show you the waterfall that's in their village. Incredible. All little kids climb it and jump off it. You see the little kids, like, it doesn't look high, but that's like very high, actually. All right, now let me show you this lady. This grandma giving tattoos. She's rubbing the ash into the wound. See the knife right there? Little tiny boy, look how old he is. He must be fucking 4 years old. I got like better footage on my camera. That was just from my phone. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much been my year. It's been a crazy year so far. So I'm very excited to get to editing and get some storytelling going. My mustache looks thick. Thank you. It's been a couple days since I shaved. Was a tattoo for fun or for a special reason? It's just a tribal marker. That's just what they do in that tribe. They all have the same tattoo. When's the last time you drank a beer? You want to know something crazy, Darren? I've never drank a beer in my entire life. I know that's probably going to sound unbelievable, but I've sipped it, but I've never drank a beer to myself and like finished it. I've like taken a drink of my friend's beer and it fucking tastes like shit. Get that away from me. I just drink water. No, beer tastes like absolute garbage. I don't know how people drink that. I'd rather just smoke weed. And I'm trying to quit smoking weed too. It's hard. You tried all kind of drugs, but never weed. But never beer. That's correct. And I tried beer. I just don't drink it. Hardest job I ever had? I never really had like a particularly hard job. YouTube. Oh, when is that Marab fight? Is that tomorrow? June 7th, tomorrow. I got Marab. He's like not even a real person. You should be a pirate. I don't really like water that much. What's the equivalent to a pirate but in the forest? Bigfoot? I'd rather be a Bigfoot, I think. I love some spicy noodles. Danny, I wish I could eat your spicy noodles with you. The Bandit Brigade. Tarzan. But even jungle, I'm not much of a jungle boy too. I'm in the jungle a lot, but God damn, the jungle gets fucking, I get sick of the jungle too. The only thing I don't get sick of is like pine trees and forest and mountains and lakes and rivers. I don't really like jungle and very hot, and beaches are cool, but only beaches like for vacation. I don't really like want to live on the beach, How do you feel having, I think this is what you mean. How do I feel having to redo my YouTube? I actually feel very good. I feel inspiring. It feels inspiring. I feel inspired because like before YouTube, I did so many different things on YouTube, and it was actually very bad for my channel, like making travel videos, talking about spirituality, talking about psychedelics, talking about whatever. Just me, that's just me. And this is my channel, so I put it all there. But it's actually very bad for the algorithm because it doesn't know where to put my channel. Am I a travel channel? Am I a spiritual channel? Am I a podcast channel? Am I this? Am I that? So like, it doesn't know where to fit me. So that like affects my channel. And sometimes, like people subscribe because they want to see the travel videos and they don't really give a shit about me talking about spirituality. So vice versa. Sometimes people want to hear me talk about spirituality. They don't want to see me travel. So I didn't really care because that's just me. I'm just doing it because it's what I'm doing. But now this has given me a clear direction. I'm no longer going to talk about psychedelics, even though I'm making this documentary about mushrooms and Soma next. That's only because it's filmed already. In the future, I'm going to just kind of steer away from being so reliant on psychedelic conversation all the time, I've grown past it anyway, actually. And we can talk about that if you guys are interested to hear my thoughts. I've talked about it before, but yeah, I'm just going to start making more interesting documentaries. Going to keep it the spiritual flavor, keep it the mystic flavor, because that's just the flavor of which I am, which my creativity is naturally inclined to. And yeah, fuck it, this is what it is. I feel excited to get to editing. Hopefully I can find an editor. Do you guys know how to edit? Anyone know how to like do that for me? Save me so much time. What do you mean you've grown past the psychedelic? Okay, so everyone has heard that quote a million times. When you get the message, hang up the phone. Alan Watts said that. And I didn't like that quote because it's like, look, psychedelics are the most powerful experience you can have. Without them, I don't think I would have believed that there was a spiritual dimension. And without them, I would be a million steps behind where I am today. So I definitely bow and honor their capacities, their capabilities, what those things are. They're incredible. But they worked. I guess that's it. They worked, and I don't really need them anymore. I got the message. Before, I was like, you don't just get one message. That's what my idea was. I didn't like that quote because it's like there's not only one message that you get. You don't just hang up the phone when you get a message. But I got the message, and the message for me is discipline, spiritual discipline. The mushroom, the LSD, all this stuff is only pointing is a finger. That's all it's doing, is showing you yourself. Look, it removes the veils of your bullshit so you can see yourself. Look at yourself. It holds a mirror up to you and you get to see, wow, this is the first time I looked at myself, and it's a spiritual experience to see yourself. And just by seeing yourself from this new perspective, it's a naturally healing process. You begin to see from a new angle, and from that new angle, growth happens. And I think that's what the psychedelic is trying to do, is pointing at you and saying, like, this, look, it's a finger pointing you to your own self. And what does that even mean? I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, I don't need to, once you see yourself, what do? Do you just need to keep seeing yourself? You're just going to keep going into the mirror and putting on makeup and like just staring at yourself? Or are you going to go out into the world and actually integrate, and actually feel the grass and actually feel the wind, metaphorically, spiritually? And what I mean is that I thought psychedelics were fixing me, but I confused seeing something profound with becoming something profound. I thought that seeing that spiritual dimension, holy shit, I thought that made me profound, that I saw that. I saw something that not a lot of people have seen in this world. You go pull off the average person in Walmart or something, they're not going to know what I'm talking about. I thought that made me special, but it didn't. It's just showing me my own potential. Look what's possible if you have the right eyes. Look what's possible if you have the right heart. So that's the message. And now that I have that message, it's about cultivating the right heart, cultivating the right eyes, and not being reliant on anything other than your own Shakti, your own movement, your own energy, your own self, because nothing is going to save you. Not that we need to be saved from anything, but spiritual discipline outside of psychedelics, outside of anything, is the ultimate path. And what is spiritual discipline? I guess that means what the Buddha said. Let's go over it. What is spiritual discipline? Well, the Buddha said that there's 4 truths about the universe. The first truth is that there's suffering. There is suffering. The cause of suffering is our attachment. That is the second truth. You suffer because you are attached. I love whatever this drink is, this vitamin water. Oh no, it's gone. I'm so sad. I'm suffering because I was attached to my love for this vitamin water. Suffering can be overcome by relinquishing craving and attachment. And the path to overcoming suffering is the Eightfold Path. And to me, this is all the mushroom is trying to show you. The mushroom is just another Buddha. It's just the same thing in a different form, trying to explain to you that you just need to be compassionate. You just have to have a nice heart and be nice to people. And this is the Eightfold Path is so beautiful because it's so simple. Everyone thinks spirituality is so complex. Oh, I need the secret mantra or the guru that will touch me and enlighten me. I fell for this romanticization of what spirituality is. I went to India with big dreams to find my guru and on a mountaintop somewhere. It's simple. Spirituality is simple. The Eightfold Path is what the Buddha came back with. This is how we begin the path of spiritual awakening. Right view, like we were just talking about, having the right eyes. Right views means understanding the Four Noble Truths and the nature of reality. Right intention, cultivating positive mental attitudes and resolving to avoid harmful thoughts. Right speech, don't lie, don't gossip, don't use harsh language, don't use meaningless chatter. When you're going to talk good things. Like, now that I'm back in the US and I'm like kind of surrounded by my family and surrounded by the political BS of this country, I see the chatter of the meaningless chatter that goes on here. Like, when I'm traveling and stuff, I'm around cool people that are like talking and about interesting things and creating, and we're not talking about Elon Musk and like, yeah, I mean, maybe that stuff's important in some context, but like, it's not like something I consume normally. So one way to work towards awakening is to stop consuming that bullshit, stop talking bullshit. Right speech. And then after right speech, right action, engaging in ethical conduct, avoiding harmful actions. Don't kill people, don't steal things, don't sexually abuse people. Right action. Right livelihood, choosing a profession that doesn't harm yourself or others or nature, and it aligns with ethical principles. Right effort, make a conscious effort to cultivate wholesome states of mind and abandon harmful ones. This next one is very important. Right mindfulness. I remember when I started to become self-aware. Like, I know that sounds stupid because, hey, hello, I'm inside my own body. How you're not self-aware. But for so long, I was not self-aware. I just felt angry, and then all of a sudden I was angry. I just felt this, and all of a sudden I was this and that and that. And then I was making cereal one time, probably like Cinnamon Toast Crunch or something. And I watched my mind just move from one thought to another, where before I would just be in the thought. It would just be, I'm thinking this, and I'm not even aware that I'm thinking. I'm just in the action, in the karma. But mindfulness means watching that. And then you get to like stand back and just watch your mind as an observer. And you watch all the winds of your ego below. So mindfulness is very important. Step back and watch your own self, which leads to the last, right concentration, developing a focused and single-minded state of attention through meditation. When we examine meditation practices, do you notice any patterns between them? Between mantras, between pranayama, focusing on your breath, or just sitting there when you're like thinking of like a pinpoint, or they say look between your eyes, close your eyes and focus your energy like towards the pineal gland, to the center of your head. All of these practices are about bringing your attention to a point. Because if your attention's not in a point, it's in this scattered, just jumping. Why do we bring this up? There's a reason I brought this Buddhism stuff up. Anyways. Oh, yeah. We're talking about psychedelics. So psychedelics, what the psychedelic taught me, what mushrooms taught me, was what the Buddha is teaching. So it's like, what am I just going to keep taking the mushroom? How many times do I need to hear the same lesson? How many times do I need to take the same course before it's like, now do it? Now show me what you can do. And I want to see what I can do. It's hard, man. Psychedelics are so, makes you feel like you're doing so much progression because it's so hypnotizing. So you feel like you're making so much progress. But just try to sit for 20 minutes and then let's see how much progress you have. Everyone wants the next crazy psychedelic, the next crazy drug, the biggest dose. I'll take anything. But can you just sit down? Can you just be compassionate and talk nice and have good thoughts? That's the hard part. That's the hard work. No, I can't do that. I'm just going to go fucking take this mushroom and just like, melt into the universe. That's way easier and way more, it feels profound. But I'm learning. Yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning, you know. I'm in my 30s. I'm a early 30-year-old man. So, you know, it's time for me to finally learn something. And yeah, wow, basic self-awareness. But you know, who cares anyway, you know? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? What's the big deal with all the spiritual stuff, you know? You still got to go to work tomorrow. You still got to have a relationship, yada, 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 yada. But I don't know. Because no matter what, no matter how much I have to work, and no matter how much I go through the motions of life, there's just like this constant mystery that just haunts me that I can't let go. It's like this ghost that there is like something more. I don't know. Have you written any poetry lately? I have written some poetry. I write poetry all the time. Let's see. Let's go to my poetry notes. Where are you at? Poetry right here. Here's this in my poetry notes. I always tried to find truth in books, but it was, doesn't say always. I tried to find the truth in books, but it was always there in the hot tea, the old man coughing, the cracked sidewalk. Buddha isn't a statue. He's that moment you stop wanting anything at all. I saw God in the silence between two freeway exits, and I forgot my own name. I gave up trying to be holy and found the holy had always been trying to be me. When I move, all human beings move. And when I hug you, it is the whole universe that hugs you. Nothing good. But yeah, sometimes I write a little bit of poetry, you know? Poetry is real man shit. You guys don't think that. People think poetry is gay. Poetry is not gay. Poetry is real man shit. You know, you smoke a cigarette, and talk about your heartache. Talk about how hard it is to be alive. That's man shit, you know? Trying to say something that everyone else is afraid to say your feelings, to try to woo a woman with the right combination of spells. It's man shit, brother. Don't let the Amazon and pop culture convince you that poets are all about her eyes are like the moon. Oh my God. Her starry eyes make me melt. Oh, Nah, poetry is something different. You want me to read you guys a poem? I'll read you a poem right here. This is a poem called Poem by Jack Kerouac. I demand the human race ceases multiplying its kind and bow out. Actually, I advise it. And as a punishment and reward for making this plea, I know that I'll be reborn the last human. Everybody else dead, and I'm an old woman roaming the earth, groaning in caves and sleeping on mats. And sometimes I'll cackle, sometimes I'll pray, and sometimes I'll cry, eat and cook at my little stove in the corner. Always knew it anyway, I'll say. And one morning, won't get up from my mat. Poetry. That's one of my favorite poems. Nah, poetry is just lost. It hasn't lost it because there are some poets alive wandering this planet, but it just the lust for language has just been lost. I mean, just look around, look at the state of hip hop. Hip hop was such poetic revolution, and it's been diminished into mumbles. Do you guys know who Walt Whitman is? Leaves of Grass. Yeah, Walt Whitman. Remember in, what was it? Breaking Bad, remember? Walter White. W. Walt Whitman. This is one of my favorite poems. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's very long, but I'll read some of my favorite parts. Fuck, it's super long. I can't even believe it. I celebrate myself and sing myself. And what I assume, you shall assume. For every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. I lean and loaf at my ease, observing a spear of summer grass. My tongue, every atom of my blood, formed from this soil, from this air, born here of parents born here, from parents the same and their parents the same. I, now 37 years old, in perfect health, hoping to cease not till death. Houses and rooms are full of perfumes. The shelves are crowded with perfumes. I breathe the fragrance myself, and I know it and I like it. The atmosphere is not a perfume. It has no taste. It is odorless. It is for my mouth forever, and I am in love with it. I will go to the bank by the woods and become undisguised and naked. I am mad for it to be in contact with me. The smoke of my own breath, echoes, ripples, buzzed whispers, love root, silk thread, crotch and vine, my respiration and inspiration. The beating of my heart, the passing of blood, the air through my lungs, the sniff of green leaves and dry leaves, and the shore and dark-colored sea rocks and hay in the barn. A few light kisses, a few embraces, a reaching around of arms, the play of shine and shade on the trees as the supple boughs wag. Have you reckoned 1,000 acres much? Have you reckoned the earth much? Have you practiced so long to read? Have you felt so proud at getting the meaning of poems? Stop this day and night with me, and you shall possess the origin of all poems. You shall possess the good of the earth and the sun. There are millions of suns left. You shall no longer take things at second or third hand, nor look through the eyes of the dead, nor feed on the spectres in books. You shall not look through my eyes either, nor take things from me. You shall listen to all sides, and filter them from yourself. And it keeps going and going and going. This was written in like the 1800s. That's man shit. That's man shit right there. Talking about life. Men don't talk about life no more. Men don't smoke cigars, drink whiskey, and talk about life. Talk about God. Men don't even look out at life anymore and think about it. You just wake up and you groan and roll out of bed. Yep. Walt Whitman is the shit, though. I love Walt Whitman. What was the title of that last one? That is, I just exited it. It's one of his famous ones. Song of Myself. Song of Myself. I got some good poetry books right here. Let me see. Let's see which ones I got. If you guys want, I can read one more if you want. I have I can see it peeking out right here. It wants to be read. Do you guys want me to read one more? This one is great. This is Allen Ginsberg, and I'm going to read one poem he wrote called America, because he wrote it, I don't know, 1958 or something, but it just feels so, it feels relevant today still. It's been like 70 years. Okay, hold on. How do I find it? It's a huge book. I'll just Google it. I can't find it in this book. It's got like a million pages. Someone, if you guys are into poetry, you might know this one. America by Allen Ginsberg. Okay. America, I've given you all and now I'm nothing. America, $2.27, January 17th, 1956. I can't stand my own mind. America, when will we end the human war? Go fuck yourself with your atom bomb. I don't feel good. Don't bother me. America, when will you be angelic? When will you take off your clothes? When will you see yourself through the grave? America, why are your libraries full of tears? I'm sick of your insane demands. When can I go to the supermarket and buy what I need with my good looks? America, after all, it is you and I who are perfect, not the next world. Your machinery is too much for me. You made me want to be a saint. There must be some other way to settle this argument. America, stop pushing. I know what I'm doing. America, the plum blossoms are falling. I haven't read the newspaper for months. Every day somebody goes on trial for murder. America, I used to be a communist when I was a kid, and I'm not sorry. I smoke marijuana every chance I get, and I sit in my house for days on end and stare at all the roses in the closet. My mind is made up. There's going to be trouble. You should have seen me reading Marx. My psychoanalyst thinks I'm perfectly right. I won't say the Lord's Prayer. I have mystical visions and cosmic vibrations. America, are you going to let your emotional life be run by Time Magazine? I'm obsessed by Time Magazine. I read it every week. It occurs to me that I am America, and I am talking to myself again. America, how can I write a holy litany in your silly mood? America, you don't really want to go to war. It's them bad Russians. It's them Russians. Them Russians want to eat us alive. America, this is quite serious. Yeah. There you go. That's one version. I know another version that ends different. I was hoping for that one, but there you go. America by Allen Ginsberg. Ginsberg was a little weird, but I like that poem, and I love all the Beat Generation style of writing. It's so American, and it inspires my style of writing. Not that I'm like some fucking cool writer or something, but yeah, anytime I do some writing, like I find that's my biggest inspiration. It's just so jazzy and so, I don't know. It reminds me of Detroit, even though none of the Beat people are from Detroit. It just feels very Detroit, feels very home to me. I'm an excellent writer. Thank you. I'm actually writing a book right now called The Yogi and the Toad. And it's about this experience I had where this Mexican shaman I know, Jose, some of you may know him from my videos, decided he wanted to take 5-MeO-DMT, the toad, to India to give to the yogis. And I documented it. Some of you may have seen some of the videos and stuff, but I'm writing about the experience because you can only film so much. You know, you don't film every little moment. So there's so many little details and stuff that I'm going to write about. How the moment came about, all the little details of stuff along the way. These poor yogis. Yeah, don't worry about them, man. They say the same thing about us. One long narrative scroll. Yeah, man, Kerouac is the Beat Buddha. You'd buy that book? Well, thank you. It's going to come out in September. I have to get it done by September. So June, July, August. Yeah, I got a couple months. Fuck, I don't even know if I can, but I'm going to try. So yeah, you'll be able to get it in September. Gators be baiters. Masturbators. You guys have any questions or what? I don't have anything to say. I busted out the poems. I'm out of material. Once I start reading poems, you know it's the dark side. You know, I've done fucked up and ran out of stuff to talk about. Ever done salvia? Yeah, I've done salvia one time. But it was done in a traditional ceremony in Mexico, and we ate it. We didn't smoke it, so a little bit different experience. It didn't hit me very hard, but the ceremony was very interesting. The lady sang, and it was in a little like room. Pretty cool. How fun was India? Oh man, India is like my second home. I know India very well. I think I only have 5 states left in India, and I've seen the entire country. Name a place in India. Any place you could name off the top of your head in India, I've probably been there. I was in India. I don't know. I probably go to India in every life. I've never been in Nepal. You ever smoked weed? No, I never heard of it. I smoke weef with a F. So I work with this nonprofit. Some of you may know of it. It's called the Community Garden. Really incredible, actually. I wrote a book for the nonprofit. Speaking of books, and speaking of the nonprofit, I lived in Peru. I lived in Peru for a year, and when I was living in Peru, I was staying mostly. Well, you know, it's weird actually. I was staying mostly in the Andes, in the mountains, but I was living with people from the jungle, with Shipibo people. Shipibo is a type of people. They speak the Shipibo language. They live in the jungle. But anyways, I was living with these 2 different families for a year. And I made a children's book about the Shipibo language and about the Shipibo story. So the idea was to tell a story that referenced Shipibo culture, and it's for little kids because, you know, little kids are not learning the language or the culture as much these days. They're just learning Spanish, moving to the cities, and I find it's important for these indigenous cultures, especially like the Shipibo, which have so much knowledge. You know, we can't lose that language because that language is the key to understanding so many plants. So just as respect, me and the Community Garden put this book out. I'm just trying to find a picture of it right here. Here it is. It's written in 3 languages. This is the Spanish version. It's written in Spanish, English, and Shipibo. It's called The Adventures of Manashawa. Manashawa is a Shipibo name. It means jungle turtle. Manashawa. Manashawa. Look, that's me right there. Me and my friend Pete. Because he helped me. And Manashawa, yep, just like that. That's Justina. You see, actually, oh, you can't see it. It's on this wall. I moved it. How to purchase. It's not completed yet. Because you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to do a virtual. It's all hand drawn. It's not AI. It's there's an artist from Peru that made it with me. I wanted to make a virtual version where the story, each page is interactive. So you can hear the story in English or Shipibo or Spanish, and you can click it. And if you click it, it'll say the word in Shipibo. So if it's a bird, it'll say the word for bird in Shipibo, or maybe make a bird noise. And I wanted to put that in the book. Like, hey, if you want to listen to this book, go to this website. And I've kind of been waiting to release the book until I did that. But I'm realizing it's going to take me a long time to like make it virtual. So I'm probably just going to have to publish it. But anyways, yeah. You'll be able to buy it from thecommunitygarden.org when it gets up there. And something else that's cool is like we support a lot of these artists from the jungle, which they make incredible art. If you can see like here, hold on. You can't really make it out. Like this one right here. These three actually are all from the jungle. You can't tell from this angle what they are, but anyways, you can also just buy the art from these people through the nonprofit and support them and also get like a really badass piece of art. I painted that right there. Can you ask me a question? Sure, you can ask me a question. I'm here to answer questions. I need your wisdom. My family has been raising cattle for 3 generations in Argentina, but we sell them to the slaughterhouses, and there's a lot of money in it. What's the karmic weight of this path? Oh man, I'm not qualified to answer that kind of question. But we were just speaking of the eightfold path, and one of the eightfold path is being in a business that, how do they explain it? Here, let's ask. Explain. So one of them was right liveliness, meaning don't make money from suffering, basically. It's probably not good, realistically, but I mean, it's just is what it is, and I don't know. You know, what are you going to do? Stop, destroy your family's business for Dharma? Dharma warrior. But it's a challenging question, Spirituality is very simple. Like we were saying earlier, we want it to be complex. We want the secret mantra. We want all of the meditation techniques. But really, it's just about being compassionate to yourself and trying to relieve suffering. Relieve suffering for your own self. Be nice to yourself, but also like relieve suffering to other beings too. Because the more we suffer, the more in chains we are. We aren't liberated. So the more tied up and chained we are, the more we are stuck in the loop, an energetic loop. And that energetic loop is the propulsion in which guides us through life. So if we are making our livelihood from suffering or just in general engaging in content that leads to suffering, in any way, arguing in Facebook comments on Twitter or YouTube or anywhere like that is suffering. Staying in a relationship that's not right for you just because you love them or you're comfortable or something and it's just, it's not going to work, that's suffering. But we're human, we do these things. But if we want to be more than human and we want to be spiritual, embody our spiritual selves more than our animal human impulses, then it's about being first respecting ourselves, first being compassionate to ourselves. And then once we are compassionate to ourselves, that it becomes natural. That expands out, and it's very easy to be compassionate to other people because you see other people as yourself. It's once you becoming compassionate to yourself means, for me, you want me to tell you what it means? It means like I had to realize that, hey, you didn't have all the tools growing up. You had kind of shit parents. Sorry if you're watching, but let's be realistic. Had shit parents that weren't there. You've wandered the streets, and you had to figure it out for yourself. You didn't have any tools. Any tools you had to. I had to fucking chip it away like Flintstone. And me and my friend, I was raised by my friends in the streets. You know, we played music, we stole from people, we stole cell phones and sold them on Craigslist. We used to eat pizza from the Little Caesar dumpster. Like, I had to realize I didn't have the tools. So being compassionate, you know, it's easy to be resentful in situations. Very easy to be resentful in situations. I remember my stepdad was such a drunk asshole to me, and it was very easy for me to be resentful towards him. Also to my own father, who's never been there. It was easy to be resentful about these situations. But I see my own self and how I act. And when you treat yourself bad and you have these reactions towards your own behavior, and you go down this self-destructive path, which we all have done, it just doesn't do anything. Like, really, compassion is the only thing you can do, because compassion is saying, okay, yeah, maybe I did something I shouldn't have done. Or at least I have the capacity to do something I shouldn't have done, but I'm going to be better. I was stupid in that moment, and I still love myself. Okay. That's what being compassionate is to yourself. And then once you can do that, you can look at other people and say, like, oh yeah, actually my dad is just like a dude in life. He's just like this person shuffling through life, got his own problems, got into a situation. I don't know if he wanted kids or whatever the situation was for him. And, you know, this is how life unfolded for him. And I have to have compassion for his situation, because ultimately any decision like that is a decision made from suffering, you know? And if the goal is to end suffering, then we must be compassionate. We must respect people. We can't be reactionary to their situation, to their karma, because if we're reactionary to their karma, then what are we doing? We're just creating more and more karma. A beautiful way of looking at life. Yeah, it's a beautiful way to look at life, but it's actually the real way. It's actually the truth. It's actually the truth, is that, like, every single person you meet, your family, your parents, the people you meet in the streets, the drunk dickhead sleeping outside of the bank, these are all just human beings on the same spiritual journey that you're on, just in their own journey. They're in their own expression of it. And we're all just here in the same fishbowl, you know? And your parents, like, for me, it took me so long to realize, like, I don't know, when you're a little kid, your mom is your mom. And then as I left home, and I don't know, I came back and my mom got divorced from my alcoholic stepdad, and I got to see her go through a tense heartache period where she was very vulnerable and I never seen my mom in that kind of way. And it was I realized, very stupid and very I realized my mom is just a human being in life. She's just a little girl that had dreams and hopes, and then all of a sudden this is just life spit her out, and it's just this situation. Here she is. And I just got thrown into it and from her perspective, you know, it's like, and you have a kid, and now you have to be a kid, and you're still a person, and it's just here, womp womp. And that's the beginning of the spiritual path. It's a beautiful way to live. Yeah, you can say that, but it's actually the only real way to see and interact with people, because that's the truth. And when you are seeing people in this way, it's very hard to be mad at them. Like, say they do something stupid. I have this problem. I don't know where it comes from, where maybe some of you also do this, where I see people as being little kids. Like, obviously, if I fucking look at a man, I see the man, but like, I don't know, I can just see the little kid in them somehow. Do you know what I mean? And in that, I feel so much compassion for them, because it's like I can see their whole life in the way that they move. I can't even explain it. I know someone in here knows what I mean. But when you see someone as like this little kid, and maybe they're an asshole or whatever, it's just like, yeah, it's like a little kid throwing a tantrum or something. It's like, you're gonna be mad at a little kid. It's just a little kid reacting to life. He doesn't know how to process his emotions because he's a little kid. This grown man is just a little kid that's in a body that grew. He never learned to process his emotions. So this is what, I don't know. Is this what compassion means? This is how I interpret what the Buddha was talking about. I don't even know if this is right. The books probably don't say this, but this is the first step to understanding compassion, right? Or no? If I'm saying something stupid, tell me. Let me know. Don't let me say something dumb on a live stream. A lot of times I feel like a little kid in a big body. Yeah, because, we are the same person always. Yeah, we change, we grow, but we are changing and we are growing, but it's still us. You know what I mean? Like, you are still you throughout the whole experience. I don't know why I said that like that's deep. You are you. Oh, okay. Fucking Nostradamus over here. You did too much drugs. Yeah, I know. I can never go back to the normal way of thinking. It's the journey. We are all on it. Everyone in here is on it. When you're just like all pissed off at, oh, fuck, I ain't got no gas in my car. My fucking girlfriend's nagging at me. Got to do the dishes. Fucking dog pissed in the house. Like, when you're doing all of that, you're on the journey. You don't understand it because you're too worried about, you got to clean the dog piss up and you got your nagging girlfriend, but you are on the journey. And one day, I promise, because there's someone in here that's listening that's like, damn, he's explaining me. And I'm talking to you. One day, you're going to look back and you're say, holy shit, that I should have appreciated it. I was mad. And rightfully, I should be mad because, like, fuck, life and people nagging and stuff. But like, one day it's going to be gone and you're going to miss it, is what I'm trying to say. So it's okay to react to life in a way that calls for the reaction. If someone slaps you, I'm not saying smile at them like you're a fucking sunflower blowing in the wind, but have a conscious reaction. That's what I'm trying to say. I got a new sofa and the dog puked all over it right after the guys moved it up onto the house. Yeah, that's hilarious. But how can you not be mad about something like that? But also, It's like, man, that's life is beautiful, right? The fact that you can have a dog and a sofa, and we're in a universe. Like, for one, let's just establish the fact that we are in a fucking mystery right now. We're all sharing it. Okay, that's established. Now you have your own house or apartment or whatever with a dog, and the thing pukes. It eats food, and sometimes it pukes. Like, it's so sweet, this planet, this experience that we have. It's so beautiful. And even though sometimes it sucks, it is just like, how can you do anything but laugh and feel love for it when you are looking at it for what it actually is? This mystery, somehow that's like, okay, they say the Big Bang happened. However the fucking universe started, no one knows. Whatever. The Big Bang happened. God made it. Whatever. Here we are. They say billions of years, however many years, even if it's infinite, even if it's been 5,000 years, whatever, it's all fucking weird, no matter how many, even if it's one day, that is so fucking crazy and weird. And it's us. Like, somehow this thing, whatever this mystery is, this isness is making you and me. We're here in it. Stoner revelations. Yeah, no, I'm sorry that I'm saying this like this is deep. Oh, we're here. But like, I don't know. Fuck, it's just, do you get what I'm saying? Do you understand? Like, I know it sounds stupid, but like, try to understand I can't articulate it. Try to understand the potency underneath the lack of articulation. There's just something bigger going on, is what I'm trying to say. While we're mad about the dog puking on the sofa, and I just got this new sofa, the excitement, and then, oh, fuck, the dog puke. While we're living in our normal little lives, completely captivated, hypnotized by the drama of whatever's happening to us, there's some gigantic mystery happening. Isn't that crazy? That's what religion is. People say, oh, religion's about controlling people. No, this is such a surface level bullshit understanding of religion. Religion is when you look out into the mystery and start to ask what it is. This is the birth of religion. This is the birth of awakening. This is the birth of real self-awareness. People think we're self-aware because I can choose to take this drink right here. I can choose to take this drink. I'm self-aware. I'm conscious. And that's not conscious. True consciousness happens when you start seeing life from this way. Who cares? Good point. That's a more enlightened position than me sitting here ranting. That's 100,000,000% true. It's not up to us to try to figure it out. Then who's it up to? I mean, it is. Maybe there's nothing to figure out, is what you're trying to say. But nah, it's too crazy. It's too crazy for this not to be about you. You know what I'm saying? You're not here to be unconsciously just like shuffling through life, just going to work and paying taxes. There's something bigger happening that requires you to have an attentive awareness to something beyond yourself, something beyond the motions of your day-to-day schedule. And that requires having a relationship with what I have reclaimed the word God. I like to say the word God because it triggers people and because we have so much to that word. But really, I speak English. What am I going to call it? Shiva. I'm not really, realistically, I'm not Indian, but I see God this way. I see God in the way that Shiva is described, that it's just this eternal isness. It has no shape, has no form, has no quality, has no name. It's just the thing where things come out of, the things that things go into. It's just always there. Before the Big Bang, when the universe goes away, that's God, just that eternal potential. It is all God. It's true. It is all God. That is absolutely true. But this is how I see God. And I think compassion for yourself, to bring it back to the compassion and to just bring it back to what spiritual realization is when you begin having a relationship with this thing. When you begin having a relationship with God, that's when you actually, that's when you begin having self-awareness, actually. Because this self-awareness that like of just, oh, I'm Dakota, I got to go to work, I have this relationships, I got this, and like the storyline that we get stuck in is not the real self-awareness of what's really happening right now. There's something behind that. And this is what karma means. This is what karma means, is that we get lost in the storyline. And one action leads to a reaction, leads to a reaction, leads to a reaction. And thus we have this whole storyline that affirms our reality. It affirms our position. I am this person. The same thing happens when you dream. You go to sleep, you wake up in a dream. I am this person. You're running from someone in a mall, really thinking you're about to get shot. Oh, fuck, you wake up, you're all sweating and stuff. This is also a dream. So we got to slowly wake up. And that happens through having a relationship with the mystery, with the God, with the source, with the Shiva. Y'all ever saw something in your dreams before it even happens, Savannah? Yeah, it's happened like twice. And it's never been anything crazy, but one time it was so insane and so down to a T that it kind of changed the way that like I understand time and timelines and stuff. I had this dream where I was like on a scooter riding down a long road and there was like cornfields and churches, but I knew I was in India. And the dream felt significant for some reason. I have no idea why it felt significant. Nothing significant happened in the dream. I just felt the wind. I just saw these fields of plants and the churches. And I woke up and I was like, wow, I don't know why I remember this dream so vividly. I usually forget my dreams, but this one was so vivid and felt, yeah, like I said, significant for some reason. Don't know why. And maybe like 2 years later, and I thought like, oh yeah, there's no cornfields in India, and there's definitely no like churches around India in cornfields. That's ridiculous. A couple years later, I'm in Goa. I don't really know anything about Goa, but I'm driving down this long road and boom, I'm there. And it instantly flashes me back to the dream. And I don't know, nothing even happened. It was just like a timeline shift. Like I don't know. I had remembered it a couple years before, but I didn't live it yet. And then I lived the memory. It was like some jumble in time. And I knew in that moment, I was like, be aware right now for something to happen. And I looked around, nothing happened. Don't know what it meant, but it's weird, and it changed how I thought. What were the circumstances around the time you had that dream? What do you mean circumstances? There was nothing stand out or unique about it. Can't explain it. Oh, you guys want to know something crazy? So, I don't know if you guys saw the video I made, the last video I made about Charles Manson, who sent me a letter. I got it right here still. I never even put it away. Charles Manson sent me this letter, and he wrote a poem on the back of it. He spelt my name wrong. He actually wrote it with a G. It's like Jakata, G-A-K-A-T-A. It's got my same address on there, so I can't show you that part. But yeah, that's Charles Manson, the notorious serial killer, murdered Hollywood celebrity Sharon Tate, pregnant, smeared blood all over the walls. He wasn't actually there, but interesting guy. A bit of a serial killer Buddha in a way. I don't like to call him a serial killer because he wasn't even there for the murders. You want to know my honest opinion about that? Oh, my devilish little smirk is coming out right now. But for real, you want to know my honest opinion? And I feel like you're not supposed to say this out loud. I don't think he did nothing. He didn't do anything. What did he do? He wasn't even there for the murders. If I tell you, if we're talking crazy and we're all smoking weed and, oh, yeah, you should, yeah, fuck Hollywood, you know, eat the rich. We should go kill the rich or something. And then you go do it. How is that my fault? How is that my fault? I'm all of a sudden a cult leader because I inspired the message, because I was talking you up. Am I right or am I wrong? Absolutely his fault. How is it his fault? Would that be my fault? That would be my fault if I was charismatically talking about how Hollywood sucks and it needs to be destroyed and, oh, maybe, you know, someone should die. I'm not saying it. This is just hypothetically. And then someone did it. Is it my fault? Only a fault if it's said by a powerful leader. But a powerful leader, like they're just some like homeless hippies living in an abandoned movie ranch. Like, can you really call him a powerful leader? Now, look, I don't want to get all conspiracy theory with you, okay? But hear me out, okay? You have the Vietnam War. You have LSD awakening a generation of people, dropping out of school, stop going to work, taking off their clothes, getting high, having religious experiences. This is the birth of Ram Dass, okay? You have the Black Panthers. You have Martin Luther King. You have Malcolm X. You have Rosa Parks. You have a very important things happening, bubbling in the United States at this moment. So, what do you do? I think it's actually kind of been proven that they were using the Manson family and Charles Manson as experiments for MK Ultra, and that they knew this was going to happen, and they actually fed and gave the resources and guided and allowed it to happen so that they could create the narrative that this is what happens when your children are hippies. This is what happens when you take LSD. Murder, cult, bearded Svengali will come and convince your children to kill. So you use this story, you now create the story actually, and then you use it to shut all that shit down. All the parents are now like, oh no, you're not going to any of those concerts no more. You're not hanging out with that person no more. The hippie movement ends. The hippie movement gets finished at this moment. They kill Martin Luther King, and they just really clamp down in all the social movements in every way they can. I don't mean to get all conspiracy on you guys, okay? But this is, I think this is the truth. And I'm not saying that those kids weren't crazy. You should never kill anybody, of course. You should never go kill people. That's a very psychotic response to life. And Charles Manson was obviously not the most normal fucking person either. The guy's obviously kind of crazy. But sometimes you listen to him and you say, damn, he's right. Or like he makes sense. So does that make me crazy? Does that make me like some psychopath? Because I am. Just kidding. You guys want me to read the poem he wrote? Gakata. My sons are coming from the sun, at war with everything, polluting my life on earth. They are at war with the negative forces. I am the voice of the Atwa tribe. Air, trees, water, animals. My colors are horses. My life is true man. I don't know if that's true man or true man. He doesn't have any punctuation. Anyways, I made a whole video about it. If you're interested in the full story, there's like a 17-minute video I just made, and I spent a lot of time editing it, so you'll like it. If my nose is runny for some reason. Can you guys hear it? Sorry if I'm sniffling in the microphone. My colors are horses. He said some cool stuff. I kind of want to make a video about it, like his interesting spiritual things that he was saying, but I don't want to seem like a fucking Charles Manson fanboy, you know? People already get mad at me for like, in the comments are like, why would you ever write him like unsubscribing? But it's interesting, and like no one talks about him in that context. And I think, well, you know, it's hard to talk about someone that's considered a serial killer in that, in an interesting way. You just got unsubscribed. You just got unsubscribed. Eat my shorts. Yeah, Yeah, whatever. Fuck them. They did kill. Those girls did kill somebody. So, fuck those crazy little girls. One of them was only 16. Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin was a good man. Dang, my eyes look red. Oh, fuck. Sorry, I look homeless too. I know I was just saying like who did I just say look homeless? Manson and them? I also look like I fit right in with them. You and Duncan Trussell. I love Duncan Trussell so much. I just watched the podcast with Duncan Trussell and Raghu Marcus. Two of my favorite people. Raghu took me to India for my first time. I just had a dream about that, actually. I don't remember what the dream was about, but Raghu was in it. I met Duncan in Hawaii. I met Duncan at Hawaii the day after he got married. Ram Dass married Duncan Trussell and his wife in Maui. And I showed up the next day. And I was on the beach with Ram Dass. And yep, those were the days. And I remember being at Ram Dass's house, and they were like, oh, Ram Dass wants bananas. They got a banana tree in the front yard. Will you go cut the bananas down? It's like, fuck, dude, I'm from Detroit. I don't know how to cut bananas. But yeah, let me see that shit. Give me that knife. I got this like knife that's like a half circle. And I went out there and I cut that tree down. Not a machete. It was like a circle. And I cut the bananas down and fed Ram Dass bananas from his yard. How did you meet Ram Dass and get close to him? I messaged Duncan Trussell on Twitter. I don't even know if Duncan remembers this, but I messaged Duncan on Twitter that I was interested in going to the Ram Dass retreat in California. I wonder, I can just check my Twitter. I wonder if I can just see the message, actually. Duncan Trussell, right here. Oh, okay, I can see right here exactly when it happened. Let me see. I invited him to Warped Tour. This is 2016, so this is 10 years ago, almost. Yo, I work on this music festival, yada, yada, yada. He said, thanks for the invite. I'm an old man. I don't go to festivals like that. But that's grateful that you thought of me. Are you going to Maui? I don't know. He must have known that I'm a Ram Dass fan, or maybe we talked before. I'm not sure. There was no message before this. I said, I tried to get my spot, but it's sold out. And he said, I'll put in a word with Raghu. And I didn't even say anything. And a month later, he emails me back and he said, hey, I'm still working on this. And I said, oh, you're the man. And he said, email this guy, Raghu. I email Raghu, and that's the whole story. I meet Ram Dass through Raghu, and Raghu fucking takes me in and puts me under his arm and takes me to India twice, maybe 3 times. I can't remember. I've been to India at least twice with Raghu. And I have nothing but the most beautiful, if I could learn every language just to say nice things about Raghu, I would do that. He's a a collector of souls. Ragu, when I see Ragu, I see like this. You remember in Hercules, the cartoon, where there's all those souls in the water and they're like reaching up at the canoe as it goes into Hades' realm? I see Ragu being on that little canoe and just pulling people out of the water. You know, just he's this collector of interesting souls, because he always is just plucking the most interesting people out and connecting people. And yeah, what an awesome human being that I'm very grace. You know, they talk about grace, and when I think about the meaning of that word, I think of how grace moved through Duncan to Ragu to Ram Dass to me to India, to slowly snaking its way to this moment. Here we are. Crap Ragu, Marcus. That's funny. You get what I'm saying? Fuck. Am I ranting? Jesus. Do they got Legos in India? Probably. I don't really play with Legos. You should go on Aubrey Marcus's podcast, send him an email, and set it up. I'll go on there. Set it up for me. I represent Dakota of Earth. Please invite him on your podcast. He's got 800,000 subscribers. Hook me up. You know what to say. Use ChatGPT. How did you start traveling? Well, I started a YouTube channel with my friend called Stay Happy, Stay Weird. This is probably, the early days of YouTube. I want to say 15 years, but maybe that's too far. Maybe 12 years ago. And we made like skits and funny videos, and we're kind of like emo kids. And we went to Orlando and Texas, and we went to these events where YouTubers were. We made a lot of friends. I got to meet all the YouTubers you can think of: Shane Dawson, D Fizzy, Jenna Marbles, Kasim G, Ray William Johnson, Fred. I met all of these people in Orlando, and I got to meet them for a few years in a row because of this channel I had with my friend, Stay Happy, Stay Weird. And we turned it into a clothing company, and we got an opportunity from Vans Warped Tour. Vans, like the skateboarding shoe company. We got an opportunity to take our clothing company on this 2-month tour all around the United States. Is like 65 days or something, or I don't know, a month and a half, maybe more. I forget. It's very long. And we got grandfathered into this tour. So every year we would do this festival, and it would go all around the United States, sometimes into Canada. And we would just sell t-shirts that we made. And this festival, when we started, was very popular. 20,000 people a day sometimes. When you have cool t-shirts, it's very easy to sell when you have 20,000 people. And when you're selling $20 t-shirts to 20,000 people, some days you make like $15,000 in one day. And of course, that's not all your money. You got to replenish the t-shirts, and you have to pay for the gas, and you have to buy the food and all this, of course. But doing this for a long time gave me some financial freedom to do something. When the tour finished, finally, Warped Tour is finally going to end. No more. Now they're doing like one-off shows or something, but it ended for a few years. And yeah, I mean, they just gave me enough money to do whatever I wanted to do next. That's how I started traveling. I lived off the savings from that tour for years. It funded all my projects. It funded me going to India. It funded I guess like ultimately it funded everything because it's what I used to invest, and it's like was the momentum and the fuel I used. So like, yeah, if I trace it back, it's been that. Kevin Lyman, the owner of Warped Tour. I got to meet the owner of Vans, the Vans brothers. I met them. Do you do much reading? Yeah, I mean, not like a lot of reading, but I do a little bit of reading. I travel a lot, so like, I don't got shit to do when I'm on an airplane for 10 hours or something. You should make a video showing your items you collected. Yeah, I really want to. I've got some crazy stuff. I mean, most of the stuff you can see is handmade and hand painted. This Shiva right here behind me, hand painted. This Kali mask right here, this is from Odisha and Puri, handmade. I bought it directly from the artist. This drum is from Urubamba in Peru. That's real cow. I think it must be cow. The thing above it is made from some artist. I forget the guy's name. It's like this wooden thing that he made. This right here is from my cousin, this green man. She made that and painted it. Next to that is a little Guadalupe, Mother Maria, in small leather burnt. It's like burnt into leather. And of course, then this one is from Peru. These ones are from Mexico. This is from India. This is from Papua. That's from Turkey. There's a lot of stuff. And behind this wall is my puja room. It's like my altar. And there's even more stuff back there. And then up here, I've got some stuff. What do I got? We got that little baby Ganesh right there. That thing is cute. We have that first cup. That is a hand-painted Shipibo cup from the Amazon jungle. I have another one right here. That one up there is a little bit cooler because it's a face. I don't know if you can tell. And then next to that is a Shipibo face. It's also a Shipibo thing. And then next to that is a little carving of Gobekli Tepe. You guys know Gobekli Tepe? That's what most of these are right here, actually. This is all little artifacts from Gobekli Tepe. Not artifacts, but like stuff from the gift shop. And that thing in the middle right there is peyote. It's a peyote yarn painting from Mexico. And then if we look over here, this is that is from Palestine. If you guys know Banksy, the artist, that's like he made like 500 of those or something. That's an original I got from his hotel in Palestine. Some original art right here, some paintings right here. Up here at the top, that's from Bonampak, some Mayan people in the jungle. There's this little community of Lacandon Maya people, like Mayans, the pyramids and the calendars and fucking 2012. They made that. Those are little clay figures, modern Maya people. It's not old, although there is a like one that's 500 years old up there. Is your room ever haunted from bringing in so much stuff from all over the world? You guys want to hear a story? Some of you might have heard this story before, but Rome. Okay, check this out. It was New Year's Eve, and I had this girl staying the night. And it's so crazy you brought this up because I just saw this girl on Facebook today for the first time in years. It's been so long. And she was here. We were having a little romantic New Year's time together. And we were right here, and we were hanging out, spending time, and she stays the night. And before I had my puja and stuff on this place here, like where you see this Buddha and stuff here, I had a whole puja set up here, like my official altar. These are just like decorations. And it was a little bit more pushed over in the corner of the wall. And the girl wakes up the next morning and she goes, "Oh man, I had this terrible nightmare. I had this nightmare that I woke up in your room and there was an Indian guy standing in the corner of your room, just standing there. And then he walked towards me and started choking me. And I couldn't breathe to the point it was like sleep paralysis." And I was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" She said it was like so real. I couldn't believe it. And I was like, "Oh my God, this is crazy," because in that same spot, I had this bottle of ash that was given to me by an Aghori from Varanasi. Ash from Varanasi is cremated human ash from the fires that are there. In Varanasi, there is the eternal flame, this fire that's been lit for thousands of years. And each day, that fire is the source fire that lights hundreds of bodies a day. And it's very sacred to have ash from that fire. And, oh yeah, I'm sure anywhere, Desmond, fuck. This is all just storytelling, by the way, allegedly. And, yeah, I mean, I had the ash there. And I think that guy, whoever that person was, I think that was their ash. Did you get rid of it? I did get rid of it. You know what I did? I took it back to India. I took it back to Varanasi. Me, my friend Tom, and my friend Jamie rented a boat, and we had a ceremony, and we put it back in the Ganga. And my friend Jamie cried. It's like, oh my God, come on, dude. Netflix skit right there. That's so fucking funny because that is a Netflix skit. Damn, that's so funny. That's wholesome, actually. Yeah, because like, what am I doing with some ash? Oh, I'm just like, what? I'm edgy. I just want to have some ash for what the black magic I'm going to do in my room. Like, come on. That person wanted to be liberated in Varanasi, in the Ganga. This is the ritual. This is what they were doing. What am I doing fucking with their ritual, with their karma? So yeah, I had to take it back and complete the circle. Because that motherfucker is going to be choking me out in my sleep. Swaresh. Choking me out. Oh, good news, by the way. My channel's remonetized. Because I deleted all those videos, they gave me back my channel monetization. And I know look, some of you guys made me feel like a bitch for like not uploading videos and stuff because I wasn't monetized. And I get it. Like, what are you, some kind of like corporate, oh, I'm not going to upload if you don't pay me? Or like, I don't know. Or some people were mad that I deleted all the videos. Like, what? You're just going to delete all those videos for money? It's like, yeah, bitch. I'm an adult in the middle of my life. Fuck, I can't, like, this is the path I chose. I can't dedicate myself to projects if I can't make a little bit of fucking money off it. If I can't make the fraction of a penny off your view, come on, give me some scraps, brother. It's not the end of the world that I make a little bit of money on YouTube. What videos did you take down? I took down 600 videos, and it was very sad. I kept them, so I'm gonna re-upload them on a different channel that's not monetized. So it's like whatever happens to them, it's not no big deal. And eventually, I'll put them somewhere where it can be fully safe, away from YouTube's strictness. But yeah, I mean, it's nice. I like the idea that like I feel like an artist. I am an artist. And I wish I could just do it without any monetary expectation in return. But I can't. I don't know. Sorry. I don't make that much money off YouTube anyway. It's not like I'm fucking rich from YouTube, but it's like enough that I can eat and that I can like continue to make cool travel videos and stuff. And I feel like my time and effort is worth money. And I don't know why, like, I feel a little embarrassed to say it or a little ashamed to say that. Anyways, I'm taking that shame back. I'm not ashamed no more. All you guys that shamed me for deleting those videos in exchange for money, it's all good. See, I'm suffering because my sparkling water is empty. My 0 sugar orange mango sparkling water. Remember we used it as the example for suffering? Oh, I love it. Now it's gone. Now I have nothing to drink. Drink plain water. Yeah. You're right. You're right. God damn it. Big Booty Judy's right. Tell me I'm not the only one that's called you Big Booty Judy before. Relaunch Stay Happy, Stay Weird. It's actually still launched. I was actually considering taking it down. I was thinking about, because I've had these shirts for years. They just fucking sit. They just sit around. Some of them are really amazing shirts. Like they still hold up today as far as being like fashionable and cool and stuff. And I think it's time to retire the website. It's honestly just like a ghost at this point, but I have all these shirts and nothing to do with them. I was thinking about donating all of them to the community garden, the foundation that I collaborate with. And we're selling them and donating all that money. Like you donate $20, you get a shirt. What deity do I relate most with? Beetle Pimp? Beetlejuice? Let you order one first, but it really makes no difference. I mean, I guess the difference would be that I would get the money first, the nonprofit would get the money. I want to just donate all the shirts to the nonprofit, and then the nonprofit can sell them, or not sell them, but if you donate, you get a shirt for the donation. So like you donate and get a shirt in exchange. You have one of my shirts. Thank you so much. They're legendary. That was a legendary era. I've actually got all of them that I've ever printed in a box right next to me. And it's a big box. I can't believe some of those designs I forgot about. But I was a fashion designer. Can you believe that? Some of them are fashionable. Just saying. And I was actually making today potential jackets for the community garden, because I want to make some like outdoorsy type of clothes for the community garden as a way to raise money for some kind of project. I don't know what the project would be yet, but anyways, check this out. What do you think about this? Earth is alive. And when we make the community garden cool clothes, we just call it garden. Oh yeah. Come on. Tell me that's not cool. Earth is alive. This is an idea. Just an idea. Like a wind jacket or something, you know? My favorite is a Serenity shirt. That shirt's cool, right, Amy? But that shirt was one of the worst selling shirts, but I always thought that shirt was cool. That was me trying to be more fashionable, you know? You get it, but not everyone gets it. Charles Manson was like the John dude from your Discord. No, he wasn't. Don't disrespect Charles Manson like that. Yeah, Cameron. Online, they're great. I love that company. That's fucking. They're like they've really nailed a specific look. How much do your trips usually cost? I'm making some side money with no real job right now, and I'm wanting to save up and go to India or Indonesia first. Well, I travel very cheap. I stay at like the cheapest place I can find typically. I eat very little or very cheap food. I don't, you know, because when I travel, it's not like a vacation. Like I'm constantly traveling, so I have to be very careful with how I spend my money. I don't like go blow it at resorts or like big fancy hotels or anything like that. Airbnb, friends that you make or that people that follow me on YouTube, sometimes I meet up with them. Yeah, it depends how long you're going to go for. How long do you plan to go to India? India or Indonesia? Both are two of my favorite countries. Indonesia is so amazing. I've never been to Bali, but I've been to Jakarta. I've been to West Papua. I've been to Borneo. So pretty much the weird places in Indonesia. But the friendliest people, and if you are white or a clear foreigner, they treat you so amazing. Like they don't really get to see foreigners, I think. So like when they see you, they're like, oh my God, they just want to like hug you and take pictures of you and take you out to dinner. And Indonesia is very cheap. It's like India cheap, but the standard of living is way different. Damn, I like hit that bong and now I like melted. My eyes are all lit. Can we still buy shirts on the website? Yes, Stay Happy, Stay Weird is still available. Man, Indonesia is a top tier country. I highly recommend going, boys. Any of you guys use Discord? I'm trying to learn how to use it. And I'm trying to get the server going. How many people do we got in here? How can I tell? Let me see. We've got I don't know how to tell how many people are in here, but there's a lot of people in it. Oh, there's 700 members in it. So here's the Discord. Join the Discord, be a part of the community, okay? You see what we're building here. There's no word for it. We can't say what it is. But it's the real awakening, okay? None of this fucking life coach, light language. It's the real deal, okay? We're walking into the fire and we're holding hands. We're not doing the love and light. We're walking into the fire and we are holding hands. Stay happy, stay weird. You know it. You know it. You got it and you know it. At first, spirituality is like that, right? It's like you wake up. Oh my God. Sunshine. You get out of the depression, the clouds clear, and the sun is there, and you get hypnotized by the sun, and you get in that performative, overly loving type of thing. And then eventually that becomes a drag. And then you're just like, yeah. You go back to who you were, but just a little bit more cooler headed, you know? Or maybe that's just me. I don't know. I'm just repulsed by all hippie communities, ayahuasca community, shaman community. It's totally repulsed me. Because, like, I don't want to say they're not on a real path or like I'm on the real path, but I'm genuine on my spiritual path. And my experience is most people are just like wearing a costume. Like they just want to act like they are, which I don't think it's that. I think they are in their heart, and it's just hard for them to act because it's hard for me also. But they overly act spiritual and can't walk their talk. I think in their soul they feel that way, but just like in practical reality, they like are just kind of dickheads or like kind of shitty people that do exploitative things, or I don't know, just use spirituality as a way to do bad things, to do the dark arts, you know? And I'm into the dark arts, but not as a life path, okay? Have I read any Jung? Not really. A little bit. I tried reading some Carl Jung, but I have to try again. Do you still get high or not anymore? Yeah. I take big tolerance breaks, especially when I'm traveling. And I'm only now smoking because I'm back home and I'm addicted. So if I'm around it, I have to smoke it. So good news is, though, if I'm not around it, I'm okay. If I'm in Japan or Philippines or something where weed is like crazy illegal, I'm not really smoking all the time, you know? So I take like multi-month breaks. When's the last time I took psychedelics? We just did a ceremony in October. We did a ceremony with the Community Garden, the nonprofit foundation. Let me explain what this nonprofit foundation is. So it's called the Community Garden. And it's a few people and myself started it as a way to preserve culture. Actually, the Community Garden, the name is, the idea came about preserving shamanic traditions, documenting shamanic traditions, preserving shamanic traditions. The Community Garden is the shamanic plants, the garden of shamanic plants. And the idea was to get all these shamans together and help with their different initiatives that they have. Maybe their community has problems that they need amplified voices for. This was why the community garden was the early talks. This is how it started. Then we met a little girl named Avi in Urubamba in Peru. And we were living there up the street from her. And my friend who was working in the ceremonies with us, his daughter was friends with this little girl who was dying. And they're dying because they were poor and the local doctors are inadequate, but they don't have any money to send her to the city. So she's just suffering and dying because something wrong with her bladder or with her kidney. It can't process her body. So she gets these infections, like the toxins and stuff that you would typically pee out. Her body's not processing it. Sweetest little girl ever. I still talk to her family today. And that became our first project. As we were in the developing stage of this nonprofit, how do we get it going? We have these ideas and stuff, but how do we make a real impact? And as we were in this stage of discovering and exploring, boom, my friend Sensi says, hey, I want you to meet Avi and her family. This is this little girl that's going through this experience, and maybe you guys can help them. Okay, let's go meet them. So we walk down the road and we go meet them. Her dad's name is John. Her name is Avi. She's 7 years old. Her dad is like my age, actually. He's maybe in his early 30s. And is sad. I don't even know how else to put it, it's sad. And she was playing with her friends. You would never really know there was something wrong with her, but she takes a lot of breaths. I'll show you a picture of her, actually. Avi. And it's not easy. Here she is in the hospital. This is like the sweetest little angel, man. I was like, why? Why does life... She said, Dakota, te mando muchos besos. This is her and her friends and me. She's the one in the middle. The other one that I'm bending over talking to is my friend Sensi's daughter. This is her in the tree. So you can see, it's just such a sweet little angel. Came into this life with the most unimaginable suffering that you can imagine. And I was like, well, this is my opportunity to this is my opportunity to put my mouth into action. If this is what the universe is giving us, Avi, okay, then Avi it is. So we raised money for the next month, maybe month and a half. And we ended up raising $20,000. And we sent Avi to Lima. Her grandma, her dad, everyone sent them all to Lima. That's the biggest city where there's a specialist. We searched for the specialist. We did this. It took us days and calling the specialist and trying to work it out. Okay, we found it. Boom. We're going to go here. She goes there and she tries. She's doing surgeries and come back in a month and more surgeries and medicine, and she can't eat and another surgery. And now it's been a year and it's like she's been doing surgeries every month or something. It's like, okay, what the hell is wrong? And her family's just like, it's just not working. Like nothing is working. Another year goes by. It's just like, what do we do? Maybe like 7 months ago, her dad reaches out to me and they're just like, maybe we can send her to Europe. We try to go to Europe. That's the only thing we can think of. Like maybe we just in Peru, they're just like this, it's, I don't know, like the medical is just not, I don't know. That's the last option is we send her to Europe and we try to raise more money. And I was just like, man, this has been probably a year and a half since we did the first fundraiser. I was like, I don't know if people are going to donate again. You know, like I used my social media and I think like the people that would donate are the ones that donated. Like I not that I feel bad to ask again, but it's like, I'll try. That's what I said. I will try. What else can I do? I will try. And they were like, we have another appointment. We're going to go to it. We'll let you know how it goes. I didn't really hear anything for a couple months. And look, I love this picture I took of her. These are all her paperwork. This is her going to the Lima. She's just so sweet. I'm in the airplane going to Lima. Thank you, everybody.
¿Qué tal? Buenas noches con todos. Estamos
This is her dad.
A punto de descansar porque mañana tenemos nuestra primera.
Tomorrow's the first.
Quien lo va a evaluar
our first appointment. And
todas las cosas buenas que nos diga.
Everything's going good. First day in Lima. Thank you to every person that's helping the health of my little Avi.
Me estoy sintiendo hoy un poco mejorcita.
Today I'm feeling a little bit better.
Que para Lima me voy a curar.
And I'm going to Lima to get healed. And then this is her. This is her outside the hospital. She's like just playing on the ground. Normal little kid stuff, obviously. And this is her going through all the stuff. Her family's just, her dad's just updating me the whole way. Yeah, he's just talking her through it, be calm. And here's her with the old man face filter. And I didn't hear anything for a couple months. And her dad messages me and he goes, I don't know what happened, but like she's just better. Like everything is she's just doing better. And I was like, what do you mean? She's just doing better. She's like, I don't know. It's just like everything just turned around. And since then, I'm pretty sure it's just been like she's just doing better. Like they've weaned her off the medicine, and I think she's just might be better. I don't know. Only time can tell. But as of right now, she feels good, and it's a big blessing. Yeah, they're so sweet. I really want to do something like so nice for them one day. Like they live in a little village where people hardly speak Spanish. They speak like Quechua. So they don't have access to like the outside world. I want to take her somewhere to like, I don't know, a water park, Six Flags, somewhere, a zoo. I don't know. Take her and her dad to a different country and like let them experience what it would be like. And you know what her grandma told me? Her grandma pulled me aside and she goes, one day, I don't even want to say it because it's not, none of this is from me. I don't take credit for any of this. This is totally just the work of God and the universe putting all these things together, and all the puzzle pieces fell together. But this right here was emotional for me because her grandma told me, one day she's going to help somebody, and it's going to be because of this moment. Like when she's old enough to process everything, that some stranger came, a couple strangers came and just did this for her just for no reason. When she's old enough to process this, she's going to do this for somebody else. And good. I hope she does. And I don't want her to think of me when she does it, but I just hope, it's just the right thing to do. And yeah, that's the origins of the community garden. Yep. And then publishing the book, there's some documentaries in process. Lots of cool things with this nonprofit. And the main way that we raise money, that for Avi was crowdfunding. And through retreats, we raised a couple $1,000s. But that was mostly people coming together and donating. But for other projects that we're doing, we have programs. One program is the retreats. We do retreats where we take people into the communities of the people we help. So you get to see the families you help, and you get to learn the skills they have to offer. Like you see these rugs right here on the ground right here. That's a handmade rug from a family we've been working with for the past few years and that I talk to all the time. They make these rugs. How incredible, right? That's a handmade rug that they make, and they give you a whole demonstration for like an hour or 2 hours talking about here's how we make the colors, and this is how we do this and this and this. And we take people and they meet the family. We have dinner there and they learn how to make a rug, and we go in their village. They have an old temple there that's like, I don't know, 2,000 years old or something. It's got like a face carving on it. And there's a church there where the Christians actually took some of the ruins and built the church. So you can see old Zapotec shamans and stuff in the ruins that build the church. Very interesting. So like these tours that we do are really incredible and immersive in a way that like a normal tour wouldn't be, or like a normal experience wouldn't be, unless you kind of already had the connection to a family that does this kind of stuff. But like through my travels over the years, I've just like cultivated some really, really amazing connections. And this is how we're finding ways to give back to these communities. So people come, you have this experience, and we raise money for different things in these communities, like language programs or art programs. How do we make the kids feel inspired to continue making these rugs? Things like this is the kind of stuff we talk about. And that's where the money for the tours is going to go into programs like that. We also have another one called One Tattoo. This is a program made for my friend Pete. Pete is one of the main members of the community garden, and One Tattoo is where tattoo artists donate the funds from one tattoo towards this specific thing. Pete was already doing this before the community garden, and he would typically go to the Philippines and donate toys and rice, simple supplies to the families in the Aita communities. And then when we began doing it through the community garden, we did it in the Amazon jungle in this community that we lived in when I lived in Peru. There's a village there called Libertad, and Libertad is just, I feel like we know so many people there. We've done stuff with the school. Pete has bought outfits for the schools, for the kids to wear to school. And it's just a little Amazonian village, like stilts and huts and stuff. And we built a small house there and a classroom for art, which is just outside the main school. So these kids can come to this classroom and there's art supplies there, paper. And when Pete is there, he gives these classrooms because he's a tattoo artist. And what funds it is One Tattoo. Tattoo artists donating the funds from One Tattoo. We've built this whole art school that the school uses and the people from the community use. And it's called the One School. And it's there right now. And that's what we have done with One Tattoo. And we're going to build that program and keep that going. But if any of you guys ever want to go on tours, that's the best way to hang out with me in a private way. Not private, I guess, we'll be with other people. It's not like we're going to be like in the bathroom together, but like if you want to go tour with me to places that you've seen in my videos or like, or maybe places you never thought you could see, I organize a couple of them a year. I don't know if there's going to be one this year. I'm debating November, maybe not. I don't know, but definitely next year, probably Mexico. And we'll go to the jungle in Mexico. So there's a community called La Canja. And in La Canja is like maybe 4 hours into the Lacandon jungle outside Palenque in Chiapas in Mexico. It's like a place in Mexico people don't even know exists in Mexico. Like the type of jungle you don't even think of when you think of Mexico. Little communities of Mayans and stuff living in the jungle with big trees and colorful birds and monkeys and Mexico. Anyways, I've been visiting this community for probably 5 years. And specifically this one family, I got their number, I talk to them sometimes, and we bring groups there. And they take the groups of people we bring there into the jungle where there's pyramids back there that no one knows about. Just saying, if that's the kind of stuff you're into, just saying. It blows my mind every time they take me on that little hike. It takes about 5 hours altogether. You walk like 5 hours into the jungle and you get to see like, I don't know, man, all kinds of crazy stuff. It's a life-changing little Indiana Jones adventure. If you want to sign up for that, just go to the community garden right now, and a thing should say like, type your email in, and then when that becomes available, boom, it'll be emailed to you. And you can also just go by yourself if you want to go privately. The community garden can set that up for you. It's remote and still undiscovered. It's not that remote, but it's a little remote. And it's not fully undiscovered because they take people there. But it's undiscovered in the sense that they own that jungle and they don't let anybody in there. And the only way you get there is if they show it to you. So no archaeologists go there and dig or anything. They don't really keep it a secret, but unless you know them or pay them, I mean, it's a secret anyway to even find out this village in Mexico. Out of all the places you go in Mexico, this is like on the bottom of the list of places you would go after you went to all the other places in Mexico. You know what I mean? Like this is just like a random little place, but it's incredible and it's super super amazing. So go to the communitygarden.org and just sign up with your email, and then you can just email the community garden if you want, info@thecommunitygarden.org, and say like, hey, I want to go do this trip. I want to do it alone. And they'll set it up. Once it becomes attention, it would be sadly so commercialized. I think it's too far. It's too hard for people to get there, you know, like no one really wants to go walk in 5 hours in the jungle, you know. It takes a special kind of person. No, thecommunitygarden.org. O-R-G. But yeah, you know, we don't want to like flood it with tourists. You're fully right there. You guys, we've been doing this live stream 2.5 hours. I got to go let my dog outside because she's a grandmother dog now. She doesn't have children, but she's just like an old lady dog. And for some reason, she's just been like pissing in the house. You remember when earlier when I was ranting and I use that as an example? That was real. So I got to make sure she pees now. It's 9:00 in the evening here. Look, the sun is still out. I didn't know, because here in Michigan and Detroit, sometimes the sun goes down at 10:00. I didn't know that was not normal. Anyways, I'm going to go make sure she doesn't pee. Thank you for sticking around the live stream with me. And yeah, I'm going to try to get back in the flow into doing these live streams. This felt good. I thought I was going to be a little awkward because it's been a little bit since I've done a live stream. Been a little bit since I talked in front of a camera or even really talked like this. But I still got it, baby. I still got it. Don't worry. So we'll keep doing these live streams. I'm home until September. So that's a long time. June, July, August. That's 3 months. We got 3 months. So I'm going to do more lives. Judy, if you keep coming, I'll keep doing them. Pamela, Kano, all you guys, Radiant Vesper, Eric. If you guys keep coming to the live streams, I'll keep doing them. But you got to promise. Good morning, Australia. It's morning time now, right? Oh, hold on. Before I go, give me some good movie suggestions to watch tonight. Come on. Something. You seen that movie Into the Wild? Something like that. Into the Wild, kind of like inspirational. Don't give me generic ones. Give me something good. Jumanji. Come on, Desmond. I'm going to block you. Dracula. Judy. Come on, brother. Life of Pi. A ChatGPT suggested Life of Pi to me. So, okay. That's another one. Pamela. Okay. Okay. Life of Pi. I see. I don't know why I've been ignoring that movie, but if you guys are all saying that's a good one. Forrest Gump's always a good option. If I press this button, do you guys hear something?
Bullshit. I smell bullshit.
You guys hear something? So I bought this mixer from eBay, and it's got the guy's presets on it still. It's so funny. Okay, yeah. Anyways, see you guys. Anyone in here play UFC 5 and want to get their ass beat? Just saying. Just saying, brother. No, no one? Okay. No worries. Yeah, on PlayStation. I don't really play that often. And the only game I do play is UFC 5. I think my gamer tag is just Chaikuni. 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 Okay. You know, if you guys follow me over on Instagram and just if you I don't know if you guys give a fuck about me doing streams or not, but if you do care, like it makes me motivated if you say like, hey, you should stream or something. If you leave a comment on YouTube or on Instagram or something. I know it's not a big deal. You guys have your own lives. But like if you do like to hang out in these streams, then yeah. Tell me, like leave a comment sometimes if you think about it. What's a good time to stream? Should we stream in the morning? Should we stream in the middle of the day? Should I start streaming now? I should have probably started now, right? I fucked it all up. Yeah, tweet me. I should probably start right now, right? Right now is probably the best time. But sometimes I get so sleepy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get so sleepy. 4:20 p.m. That's a good time. Wake the fuck up and do it. Oh shit, that's the kind of girl I need in my life right there. So do it sleepy? Okay. I can see that. Also good advice. Sniff more of that tea powder. Oh shit. Okay, I gotta go before my dog pisses everywhere. Her name's Applesauce, by the way. Okay, good night.